guys. Let me set myself up.
Let's do this.
Okay, so first of all, I'm going to say hi to Funsho because Funsho, we've never seen you on the podcast. Have
I
we?
know, right?
I don't think so.
One time, I think. One time, I think you missed it. Just one time.
Okay, one time.
Uh,
Okay, well, welcome back after a while.
uh-huh.
Henry, welcome to the show again. Henry's a regular at this point.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah. Okay, so it's been a good day, I think. I would say. I'm sure you guys would agree. Guys,
It
welcome to
is.
the Big Fantasy Podcast. My name is EJ, and I am hosting today. It's going to be an all Arsenal because City lost, all Arsenal podcast. So yeah. We're just going to jump right in. First of all, before we do jump in, let me plug our social media accounts. So we have Footy Fantasy on YouTube. So follow us, subscribe to our YouTube channel because the more you subscribe, the more stuff you see. And we put out a lot of good stuff. And then on Twitter, we're at Footy at Fantasy. And then Instagram, we're at Footy Fantasy Footy. So yeah, follow all our social media handles. And we're going to jump right in. I'll save myself for last. Let me let our newcomer, Kunsho, what do you have to say about the match that we saw today?
You know what? Thanks for having me. My name is Funshaw, and I've been on this show one time. Um, and in regards to this match, as a true Arsenal fan, as someone that's been watching Arsenal for a long time, I came in with no expectation, but I zero. But I always side with my team. I never bet against Arsenal. That's one thing I'll never do. Even when I disagree, I think we're not a better match. Because I like to enjoy the game. So with that said, the game started. Um, I was impressed. A few moments in, a few wrong steps by Raya, and it's made me question: do we really need this change at all? Even though we changed things, but overall, I'm very impressed. I think, and I mentioned it early in the season, even on the group, that I think Manchester City can be beaten this season than it ever appeared. To me, the way they started the season, I've watched them. I went to a couple of their games actually in person out here in Houston, Texas. I think they're getting leaner and leaner. Maybe it's just what else are they playing for, right? They've won everything last season except for the Invincible trophy that Arsenal currently have. So overall, I think Arsenal won the game. I'm not going to say City lost. You have a player like Haaland that can score from anywhere, and he was silenced through the whole game, right? You have very experienced players alongside him, but I'm very disappointed with Pep. I think it was disrespectful to play that 18-year-old against Arsenal. When the game started, I said, I hope he regretted. I hope he regretted. Yeah, that Lewis,
Okay.
18-year-old, he does that a lot. When he play us, he throw that one guy in there to make sure to kind of shake our confidence and make us get scared, when things happen. Although the guy played well, I think that guy being in a matchup kind of showed their weakness. And a few indiscipline here and there, I will had more later in the game. But I think kudos to Mikel. I'm finally on board since last season.
Okay.
Last season, I was on board last season.
Okay.
And I'm even more on board now. And then after a while, a few decisions he's been making, I stopped questioning the guy. He might play Partey right back tomorrow. I don't care anymore. I just want to enjoy football as a fan. But I think kudos to Arsenal. Big contribution for Martinelli. We didn't see that coming. We didn't see that coming. He changed the pace. My fear when Saka wasn't there, so who's going to hold possession now? Who's that guy to command that wing? Trossard didn't do it. Then Martinelli came in the second half. Total changes. Arsenal. I always tipped Arsenal to win the game. I didn't care for the scoreline, but I have confidence. I thought we were going to beat them. Wolves did it. Why not us, right? So that's it. I'll let you guys jump in there and see what you have to say about the game.
All right, Henry, let's go. What do you
Yeah.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with most of Funch's analysis. I think it was a very interesting game. I've heard, as a matter of fact, in another group chat that I heard a lot of football fans say they feel like the game was a boring game. I didn't think it was boring. I think that's just down to the fact that they didn't see as much, firepower like goals, attempts. But that to me doesn't always dictate or tell the full story of the game, right? There are intricacies that was happening in that midfield that if you're someone who if you're an avid lover of soccer, you would see that the game wasn't as easy as it looked. Right? It was a very they had spells where they had significant control, and they will have some intricacies where Silva will drop back. Sometimes you go to the wing, and try to like sort of confuse Arsenal, but Arsenal were able to hold their own. I think the difference showed a little bit today in the quality of the players. I think definitely if someone like De Bruyne was there, this game becomes completely different. So on one end, so you could say, well, if Martinelli or if Saka had also started, it's also a different Arsenal, you see. But we also know the type of quality De Bruyne as a player brings forth. For them, Rodri, huge, 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 right? So they're key players too that were out for them. But sometimes, hey, you can only play the team that is in front of you. I thought Arsenal gave a good account of themselves. It's the first time I think City has lost back-to-back games in a long time. I think we held them to the least amount of shots in a game. I think like 4. Those are things that you typically don't see with any Pep associated team. So we get a good account of ourselves today. Let me also mention this. I mean, I'm always a fair person when it comes to analyzing Arsenal. Today was the first day where that whole experiment with Party playing in the right kind of worked. I'm like, oh shoot, look at God,
Those passes were coming. Those passes were coming.
Yeah, so it's funny how I guess sometimes we as fans and also how we analyze games, sometimes we don't see what these coaches see, but for some reason there were spells where you could see when Partey talked into that right, and he sort of helped elevate the pressure, and then he kind of pushed City backwards a little bit, right? So he made them be a little bit more defensive. So I mean, I'm proud of the boys today. Whatever scoreline, I'm proud of it. So that's what I have to say.
Yeah, I didn't think we would win. I was one of those that I was definitely we're going to lose. I was like 1-4. At first I said 4-1, but I was like, oh, we're at home. And that's just because it's like what do you call it? PTSD from past seasons. But when you said Fusha, when you said you don't bet against the team, I don't bet with money against my team. But if I'm making predictions, I will call. This is the only team I say we will lose to. Yeah, so I was very, very happy to see us win. After the first half, after we went in with goalless, which apparently we've not done before. Like we usually go down a goal against City. They said this was the first time in a while. That was also a big deal. Like those little things were big deals until at the end where we got that goal. And you guys said it. Partey to Tomiyasu to who else? Havertz up front. We had Havertz, which I was like, just keep him up front and keep him away from the midfield. I'll be happy with him. So him up front, and then he, headed the ball down, and Martinelli got that goal, deflected but fine. It was important for us to win, and I say it in my match reaction. You guys will see it later, but I think this win is pretty much the only thing we didn't do last season was beat City, beat every other team.
That's it.
Yeah, at least once between last season and the season, we beaten every other team. Some teams twice, some teams one time. Except for Southampton. I don't think we beat them at all last season. Anyway, they're not here to cause those problems. But
exactly.
Yeah, so it was the next step. And then when we can start doing things like this, then we can start talking. So very good, important win, especially since Manchester United won yesterday. I was like, those people are going to be ready to talk. And luckily,
they were ready. They were very ready.
It was a short thing almost. It's almost a short thing, right? That we would have lost today. And
the City
came back. Well, let me take a comment from Aya because Aya has given us some praise. What did he say? Why is he not showing?
I can read it out. I saw it. He said, "Good job." Yeah. Good job for Arsenal. Arteta managed the game well.
Managed the game well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at Aya. Congratulations. City doing the left away City points. Oh God. Now he's always one blow, positive, negative.
It's like he gives the 1-2 jab.
I know.
1-2 jab.
City doing the left away City points early on to make everyone think they're vulnerable. We are familiar with their game. All right.
But he has a fair point, though. They typically like to do that once in a while.
Yeah, but I feel like, does Pep do that against Arteta? Today they kind of looked tame. But I feel like it wasn't them looking tame versus we were making them look tame. They still had the most possession. I mean, it wasn't by much, but they had like it was 50, 51.
Yeah.
So they were
Yeah.
there. They just couldn't do
Yeah.
anything.
I think we did a few things correctly. You
Yes.
know, you look
We
at
didn't
Saliba,
really
right?
make mistakes, except for
You
when
know,
Raya was doing funny things.
yeah, Saliba kind of discouraged any passes coming to Haaland, right? Someone was unfolding. You know, you block out, take out the whole midfield. Then the rest thing is on that matchup or everything else. I think we win the game back to back. And I think when you pick out City and you take out those guys that engineer the game, if KDB was there and you take him out and you take Haaland out of the game, they really kind of destroyed it at that point. That's the whole game plan for City. Even though you look at City, play with Haaland is like playing with 10 men. The guy does nothing the whole game until that one chance that he can get or two shots that he used to win the game. The guy is really just roaming up front, and it's only the 10 guys that are playing the game. Right. So I think we know that Mikel know them very well. He's part of the coaching staff over there already, and I think that's an edge against us. I mean, for Arsenal. And look at it. I kept saying we beat them before for Community Shield, even though a lot of people don't think it matters. It's Community Shield. Who cares? Right. But now you see we beat them twice. Right? In the last two meet-up, one is Premier League game, one is the Community Shield game. And I think the time has come for her to rewrite the history. It's our time now. It's our year, our season, and let's hone it.
I slightly disagree. I feel like the Arsenal has come a long way. Let's agree on that. That part I'm not going to disagree with anybody. But I think a Rodri in this game significantly changes this game. Or KDB in this game significantly changes the complexity. So likewise, a Saka, a Martinelli, a full total Arsenal team also changes the complexity. But they still have a little bit more firepower than we do.
Okay.
Okay. Did KDB and Rodri didn't play Community Shield?
I think KDB did. I don't think. I'm not sure.
Did we lose?
Rodri scored. Wasn't he the one who scored the goal? Who scored? No, Palmer?
Haaland. I think either Palmer or someone scored. But the bottom line is we still beat them with KDB. Right? So there's answer to that.
Still a draw. Technically.
Yeah, technically.
Let me read this comment. Oh, you have little faith, EJ. I did think it would be tight. He did say that. Ola mentioned that to me during the week. And I told him it would be 4-1. I said,
like,
where does he keep going? They were very passive. They usually do this and then go crazy either December or January. This is not a knock on Arsenal. City are just inevitable. And then Prince AY says, please, AY, he's talking about that Arsenal is balling and his team isn't. But technically, they won yesterday. I think that is.
Yeah, probably is, but I mean, we can make any excuses, whatever. I'm not going to rub Arsenal up to this. I mean, I'm an Arsenal fan. I came into the game, like I said, no expectations. I just want to enjoy the game. And Arsenal came up on top. So we did something better than City. I don't think City. And Pep takes Arsenal very personal.
Yes.
If he's going to lose every game, it's not Arsenal game.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with Ayo's comments. I'm like, he takes us personally. Whatever he did today, he meant to do it. We just counteracted it. That's all it is. It's passive. He's letting this what? No.
And let's also mention the first few minutes we were lucky not to go there.
Yes. Exactly.
Let's keep it up to 1,000. That first goal that Raya saved, that ball goes in, the complexity of the game changes too. It could easily have made the game either more wide open. Right,
and not only that, a few near misses by Reyes, all those passes in the back line. There were two critical mistakes, and Prince AY is here. I said in the WhatsApp group today, like, look, this game will go down to a mistake. When after the 60, 70 minutes we were looking tired at some point. They were on it, and eventually we got it back after making that sub. So I felt I knew it was going to come down to a team that make the mistake and the team that punished that team of the mistake. Nathan Ake almost scored that goal. He blew it. Right? That game, that would have kept it wide open. Because, look, he had no chances missing that game, the goal. He missed it. And he's the same guy that with deflection off of him, give us our beautiful goal, So I'm very impressed. I think a lot of guys are going for a draw after the 88 minute, 85 minutes. Okay, let's settle for a draw. We're okay with 1 point. But I'm happy we didn't give up. That's what Arsenal stands for. Last season, we never give up. Even in the extra time, we still won the game. We believe we can win. I see us if we go at this pace, and I think we're up to something good. And I'm not gonna lie here, I did question a lot of our decision making in the beginning of the season. Partey playing the right back, I didn't like it. Right,
I was afraid when he came
Kai.
back. I was like, this guy's going
Especially when the game, yeah, right back again. Then Kai in the game, I haven't seen that 60 million value yet, so I was against that. I'm not gonna sit here and think I was being all positive about it. But eventually, when I see the league, Premier League is the best, one of the best league in the world because anything gonna happen. Everybody can get beat at any time. So with that said, I came into this game. Look, it can happen to any time. Even if we had lost today, I think we have enough time to make up to be back in the race. But I hate the fact that Tottenham is ahead of us. That's I don't like to see.
I was like, can we get a second goal? We got a second goal.
I know, right? Knock him down, you know?
They'll get there soon. I'm not sure what they're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, they look okay. So they look that great.
Yeah.
They look fine. All right. Does anyone have any more last words before we move on to our next topic?
Not really. Yeah, I'm good from my end.
Yeah, I think it was.
Hey, AJ, I like to ask you a question. Even though you thought we could have lost that game, and we gave up that game to Tottenham to beat us anyway. What do you think we need to do different to remain consistently and be for teams to really fear us? Because
we need to score
like
more.
Man City, what Man City will do to you is before they play you, you already lost.
Yeah, we need to score more goals.
Then you have to try.
I mean, I know we scored 4 against Bournemouth, but 2 of them were penalties. We need to score significantly more goals than we're doing right now. But again, it's down to the fixtures that we're having. It's down to Arteta experimenting and changing things around and trying to find different ways to get to beat teams. I just personally think if we start scoring more goals, people will fear us more. I think they already fear us, but most teams are going to sit back against us. That's pretty much how they play us. So if we can't break a low block or any of those things, then we're in trouble. That's why we're not scoring that much. But score goals will look better. Harry, do you have anything else to add to that?
No. And that was also the only question I was going to ask you. What was the reason? Because the main reason why I thought we could do it is similar to what Funcho said is, I thought 2 things. Well, I thought we had a slight chance of winning today because De Bruyne was out and Rodri, right? If both of them were in, right, I might not even watch that game. Probably based on highlights. But I thought we had a chance, and then I kind of felt like Wolves already kind of showed a little bit of a blueprint, right? So I felt, we had a slight chance. But I agree with you. The more we start scoring, I think the next thing with our transition to now would be our squad rotation, so we don't run our players down. If we can sort of figure out our proper squad rotation and start scoring, I think we'll be good.
All right.
That's good. I agree with that too.
We're going to move on to the next topic. Spend 20 minutes on this one. We're trying to spend shorter on that one. Hang on, and what do I see? Okay, thoughts about the VAR audio from Spurs versus Liverpool. I wanted to talk about this, and that's why we have adding to the stage. Ola is joining us because Ola is. Anytime I have a question about refereeing or like cards and all of that, I just throw it in the group and Ola gives me a good description, good what you call it.
I have to start charging you for this service, so this PGMO service I'm providing.
I had the rule book before because I don't know. I didn't know how you know all this like from the back of your head. Anyway, so you guys all know what happened last week. I was very upset for a few reasons. I was upset personally because I was like, if this ever happens to my team, I will live it. So I was upset in advance because I know like the way Arsenal is set up, this kind of thing can happen to us. What happened to Liverpool? And what I'm talking about is the offside. I'm not talking about the calls, the yellow cards, red cards. I'm talking about the offside goal that was called off.
Okay.
And, we heard. Did you guys hear the audio? Anyone hear the audio?
I heard the audio.
Yeah.
So you guys heard it was just like confusion all around. The guy in the VAR booth was like, what did he say? He goes, it's good. Something like that. Goes good.
Check complete.
And then they were like, check complete. He was like, yeah, it's good. And they're like,
Yeah, but someone read that someone actually, so they make an excuse. Sorry about that. Just a question what he said. Someone said decision was goal disallowed. Someone said check complete.
yeah.
Mhm.
So he said check
So-
complete. He said decision was goal allowed. And he was like,
Yeah.
well, it's good. And then they were like, oh, the play has started. So they couldn't. And I guess I knew that. I've always known that once the play starts, you don't usually pull anything back. But like,
Yeah, don't pull it back yet.
so is that like law?
Yeah. Well, it is, but there are two ways to approach it. So the first thing to notice is the graphic said they were checking for offside. So they were checking for offside. That's what the graphic said. So this is where you start wondering why these guys are actually watching the game. Because out of the 4 people there, or 3 people involved, the only person that noticed that the game actually started was the person that was not even the referee. It was the VAR operator, the guy that's just operating, technology guy. He's the one that now said, guys, can you say this? Are you okay with this? The game has just started. And the officials are like, no, it's fine. No, nothing's happening. And they were so arrogant about it. So he repeated it. He said, are you fine with this? He's not the referee, mind you. The guys who are the referees actually did not know to the game. That shows they were not even watching the game. So then the manager, the VAR operator, was now ringing them. He was panicking. He was now ringing the guys in the VAR room and said, delay the game. And at that point, Liverpool had a throw-in. So at that point, the referee could have stopped the game and then gone to exactly. So at that point, then your man, the Darren England, the VAR for the game, waited until the throwing got back into the pitch. Then he now said, oh, I can't do anything. The game has been started. So it was so crazy that thing. But just to back you up, EJ, you said you'd be angry if this had happened to Arsenal. Arsenal had this similar situation where last season against Brentford, they drew the offside line on the wrong person.
Yes.
That happened to Arsenal last season. Yeah. So this beggars belief, and this shows that, because we forced them to release the audio, which some people were angry with, like, why would Liverpool just start shouting that they should release the audio? That's why we knew about this. Imagine all the other ones we've not even heard about that would have happened that we didn't even know about, Yeah. So for me, basically, I just think it's good. Like, there's going to be reforms now. They said, okay, they're going to, like EJ, you rightly said, the communication was not clear. Yeah, like that they didn't say, oh, each of us just say goal is onside. Why are you saying check complete? That's vague.
Yeah, the terminology has to change. Use the right term so that it's consistent communication.
Exactly. This thing is not rocket science. It's simple English. You are from England. You're speaking English. Just not be vague. Be clear. So they said they're going to do that. They're going to be releasing more audio for all matches. Because of that also. So it's not just like Liverpool games. All the Premier League teams will benefit from this. And so there are going to be reforms. And this is where I think I'm not naive. I'm thinking if this happened to Luton, the brouhaha won't be as loud. It's because it happened to Liverpool. Because Liverpool are a big team. So that's why they were talking about that. So some people are angry about that. Oh, why are they making so much noise about this? It's because Liverpool is a big club. And let's be honest, it's because of that. Because this happened, Brighton last season got 3 apologies from PGMOL. Brighton got screwed over 3 times. Arsenal I have a list. I'm getting there. Yeah. I have a list of all the apologies, official apologies from PGMOL. Everton got an apology last season. Villa got an apology twice last season. West Ham got an apology. Newcastle got an apology. Arsenal got 2 apologies. Forest got an apology. Man United got an apology. Brighton, 3 apologies last season because they got messed up so badly. Then Wolves. It cost them top 4. It cost Brighton top 4 last season.
And these are millions.
Millions.
Wolves
got an apology.
There was that game that we could have used to win the league last year. I think it was against Wolves, right?
Mm-hmm. Ooh,
there was another call that went against us. And if they give us that 3 points.
Yeah, Arsenal got 2 apologies. That's what I'm saying. It was also that other game. Arsenal got 2 apologies, which cost you guys points.
You know the only team that did apology? Manchester City. Like,
and because they are
like today. You guys see what happened today? And we haven't talked about
crazy. It's crazy.
We're watching this Michael Oliver, who I thought was normal, not give someone the yellow card because he wants to keep the peace. Why didn't they do that against Spurs versus Liverpool? don't know about keeping the peace. All of a sudden,
No consistency.
yeah,
No consistency.
you come to
No consistency.
in our case, it's like two of the same challenge, the same exact studs up, ankle, whatever.
Straight red. Straight red.
Anyway.
You're
Straight
talking
red.
about the Kovacic second.
Yeah.
part,
Yes.
right?
Straight red and then no second yellow.
Yeah.
And the Liverpool game, you make them 9 players.
Yeah, they made them 9 players.
9 players. I don't get it. I think VAR needs to be consistent.
Trolling, but when I watched that game last week, and it's not about Spurs. Like, I'm not saying I need Spurs to lose. I have no honest care about Spurs. I was watching the game. I was like, we're watching a big game. Why are you inserting yourself for fan?
Exactly. And that's going to back up my point now, EJ, about the arrogance. Let's leave, okay, the VAR, they messed up. But let's look at the arrogance of the league itself. You remember that they had the option to use semi-automated offsides this season. They voted against it. And it's because, you know, the English have this mentality that we're better than everybody else. So the previous... last season when other leagues were using 5 subs, England said no, we will not use 5 subs. We will use only 3 subs because we know better than everybody else. Then eventually they agreed to use 5 subs. This season they had the chance to use semi-automated offside calls, which other leagues are using. They said no. Is that arrogance? And that's why they always back themselves up. They're always in that clique. It's crazy.
Yes.
I don't think that's arrogance, though. This is a very big league. Right?
And incompetence. Arrogance and incompetence.
I disagree with.
Like the whole idea that I can impose my will on this game, or I'm in control. Like you see it with them all the time. And
see, Mike Dean said it verbatim. This is not like them say. He said it with his own mouth. He said, "Oh, Chelsea against Spurs last season." That's another thing. I listed the teams that got apologies. Chelsea is one thing that didn't even get apology. There are some teams that got screwed over that didn't get apology. You remember Cucurella, where this guy goes to pull Cucurella's hair? That should have been. Yeah. He pulled his hair. Everybody saw it. Yeah. VAR did not talk. Do you know what Mike Dean said? Mike Dean said, "Oh, my friend, the referee was having a hard game, so I decided not to say anything because he was already having a hard game." He said it with his own mouth. Is this not arrogance and incompetence?
Yeah. It's like, what are you doing? Anyway.
And these are games of fine margins too. So these are decisions that cost teams hugely, like
huge amount of money.
Yeah,
huge. There was this team that went down, Sheffield United. The VAR equipment stopped working, and they scored a goal. The goal line technology stopped working, and they scored a valid goal, and they went down. Yes. They went down because that goal did not count. This is what we're talking about. People say, do you know why it's easy for them not to change? Because we are also tribalistic. That's so, like, we all want to defend our team. So we always remember what happened to our team. So that's why they don't change so easily. Reform won't happen because everybody is fighting their own corner. But like when Liverpool talk, Man United fans will say, this happened to us too. And Chelsea will talk. West Ham fans say this happened. Imagine Spurs were talking. Spurs were like, "Oh, you guys scored a penalty in the Champions League final. Should we replay that game?" That's why there will be we're not united. Everybody's just looking out for themselves. We're all fighting for ourselves. That's why there won't be any real change. All the teams are always believing the conspiracy is against us, but all of us are suffering it. Look, I have 10 club apologies. 10.
But, I'll say this though: we wanted a better officiating. That's why we asked for VAR, and we were happy when he came, right?
Yes.
And now the VAR is here, it's causing more controversy even than the regular referee.
My guy has frozen.
Okay.
I think we have solutions. Yeah, I have a couple of solutions anyway. Like I think EJ, you remember this when VAR first came, we had this discussion. I was saying they should go the way of tennis. Oh, okay, it's back.
My camera keeps going off. I don't know why. So I think we have to be careful when it comes to Premier League is one of the very big league and the best league in the world. I'll be slow to implementing these new technologies if they're not tested in the lower league, right? And I think the new thing that you said we should add, they should make sure they test it well because
they use it in the World Cup. They use it in the World Cup, for sure.
Okay, I know.
They use it in the World Cup. Yeah.
Okay. So they're using the World Cup, and that's the first trial. So I wanted to. In Premier League is that's the first trial.
You've been back for a while now. What?
Yeah, that's
They use it in Champions League too. They even use it in Champions League.
But then when we had VAR, we thought something beautiful happened, right? And here we are dealing with another big mess. So do we know what type of weaknesses this new technology will have that may not be the best solution? But overall, maybe what is it?
What technology?
The one that said they use at the World Cup. The
semi-automated for the outside.
For offside. Yeah, I think we should spend more time testing it so we don't deal with the same issue we're dealing with VAR right now. But I think what I think the good solution here is have a terminology, have a double check, like in a hospital, right? Yes, someone check, someone say yes, 2-step, 3-step before we go on. Exactly. If we have that in place, I think VAR is sufficient enough before we had another technology.
I mean, wait. So we used in the World Cup, we used an offside technology thing?
Semi-automated, yeah. And they're using it in the Champions League this season. It's also being used.
I don't know how we done eye test offside. I thought we used to, I didn't know we had one linesman on one side and he's supposed to see the pole across the field to know who's offside.
Yeah.
That's no one's eye is that good. I think you need technology.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's why they have the current technology is it's manual because they still have to pick a point. They'll say, okay, pick a point from the first player, pick a point from the second player, and draw the lines. So it's manual. So that's why Arsenal suffered from it last season, because Arsenal, what happened was the referee went to put the line on the wrong person. So that's what happened. So this time, that's why the semi-automated take care of that. Semi-automated, you won't have to do that. That won't happen.
How expensive is that? How expensive is that? You have to
it's not expensive.
No. It's not about the money. It cannot be about the money.
We don't have that Saudi money. For example, Luton FC can't afford that. So what do you do?
No, this will be a league-wide initiative.
It will be a league. It's not the club.
Initiative. It's not the
I know, but the league will have to spend for all clubs then.
Yeah, as they should.
It's not big money. It's not big money.
Yeah, Allah, it doesn't even matter. If it's big money, they should, because the benefits outweighs. There's more gains than not having it, right? There's more.
And at this stage,
merits.
These are the things that contribute conspiracy theories. For example, see now I'm trending today, Michael Oliver, because of the nonsense he did at the Arsenal game. People are saying, why did he go to the United Arab Emirates last week? They went to go and referee. The three of them, the ones that were involved in the Spurs game, and Michael Oliver, were in the UAE refereeing. And who was the UAE? Which club do they have in England? Man City. So why I don't blame people. When people start thinking of all these conspiracy theories, they'll be like, oh, this guy's going to take money from the Sheikh and now started doing nonsense against Arsenal. Why would you stop that kind of conflict of interest? Why would you let your referees
paid off for what he did? He looked
brown envelope.
He literally stood there and was like, no. I'm like, why are you saying no? That's a yellow card.
Yeah.
Like, what law are you judging?
And then another problem is, couldn't VAR to have pulled that back too?
They don't pull back for yellow cards. Yeah. That's another stupid rule. They don't pull back for yellow cards.
They don't pull back for yellow card. They don't pull back for no decision. If decision is there, they just verify, like red card or whatever.
Because, I don't know, man.
So if the ref actually don't make any calls, I don't think VAR can pull it back.
They can.
They can.
If it doesn't make any call, if there's no call at all.
Yeah. If they think it's a red card offense, not if they think it's a yellow card offense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that second one that Kovacic went in on was it right? Yeah, that would have been maybe a bookable offense, so they won't go to that. That's why the rule is messed up, because why would you take VAR again?
But EJ, let me remind you though, right? In that instance, though, wouldn't that be also checking for a red card based on he's already on a yellow?
Exactly.
That's why the rule is stupid. Because they said, look, we don't check for yellow cards. So in that case, they should have checked for that and said, oh, guy, look, that's a second yellow card. That should be a red card. But they'll say, oh, no, they're not supposed to interfere in yellow card offenses. It doesn't make sense. They don't use common sense.
Yeah.
The system is warped.
Yeah. This comment here says, VAR checked the first. Yes, check the first. That was even a red. Someone on my Twitter was like, that's a yellow and a half. I mean,
that's a red.
It's a red card, right? But if a referee is trying to keep the peace, I can see calling that yellow. I would say Arsenal fans, everyone in my chat was like, that's a red card. Move on. I literally thought, because my feed is 2 minutes behind, I thought I was going to see a red card at some point. It didn't happen.
Because they didn't win the ball. Like for Curtis Jones for Liverpool. He got his stud on the ball. His stud went up the ball and went into the ankle. This guy, this Kovacic guy, he didn't even win the ball. He just went straight into the ankle, and there's no card, no red card. Wow.
And this consistency must be sad since the other team lost. This man has
they came for you.
You know what? I mean, let me explain that. So this is a studio, by the way, so we have multiple jerseys, but this is on thing. Focus on this, right? Come on, focus on that. But in all aspect, and another thing I want to point is up to: do referee now go over the decision for the first half, right? They should be going over the decision. Okay, how did we do? What's our scorecard for the first half? What can we do different? If that was the case, the game against Liverpool and Spurs, the first yellow actually was no contact.
Yeah.
You messed that up. So if you have common sense at what Mike Oliver was doing today, right? Why was that not applied that day? Because the first card should be nothing. There was zero contact. The guy tripped on himself.
That's what made us angrier because the goal was disallowed in the first half. He went into halftime and they must have told him, "Oh man, we messed up."
Then
he came out second half and he still made it worse.
You used to be giving them a penalty. What are you talking about?
Exactly.
Somehow.
Not only that, you send him down to 9 men with a lot of time left on the clock. Like, come on.
What is that?
Oh man, that was the guy should be taken out of the league. I think that's just penalty.
They don't do anything to them. That's another thing, guys. They rest them. They'll punish them by resting them for 1 week. They'll say, "Oh, we will stop you from reffing for 1." You're resting them. You're not punishing them. You're just telling them, "Oh, okay, you won't ref. You won't officiate for 1 week, and then we'll bring you back." That's not a punishment. Why would they improve? They will never improve. You're not punishing them. You're just making them rest for 1 weekend, and then you bring them back.
And they still
it's
get
crazy.
Paid.
They get paid, of course. They're getting their salary. No, they don't. They're getting their salary. So it won't change. I just think this is good that it happened to a big club like Liverpool. I'm not saying that's from the fact, but because that's why the noise was so much, and they had to enforce some reform. If it was a smaller club.
Allah and EJ, I want to ask the questions for everyone. The same Liverpool that is shouting, we've seen Liverpool win a lot of games with a VAR favor, and since VAR has been implemented. Now, can we say there's evidence if we watch the game now? There's VAR.
Which one?
After the game, we go back. Many games past few years when Liverpool won the league.
There's absolutely no truth to that.
Liverpool had a nickname Liverpool with a VAR for a reason.
Yeah, and
because they always get a good favor.
Pun. Because it's a pun. It's a play on words. That's why.
No.
There's a table. Let me tell you, I can direct you to a table. There's a guy in ESPN called Dale Johnson. He compiles a list of all the VAR decisions clubs collect every season. Okay. That's the objective. It's not a Liverpool fan. It's not anybody's fan. Go and look at those tables. Liverpool never topped those tables. Never. And for today, Liverpool, there should have been a red card.
Top or not?
There should have been a red card. Sorry,
a lot. Top or not is about this. It's about decisions that affect the season or leagues. You don't have to top it to have a decision that will affect the whole league.
I don't understand what you mean. Every team has decisions. Arsenal have decisions going there. Arsenal have decisions going their way too. So it's not like everybody has decisions going their way. This is why
someone just said that VVD's hand touched the ball against Brighton.
Did you watch the match?
I watched the match.
Did you think it was handball?
Did the ball not touch his hand?
He came off his knee. Do you know the rules? The rules say if it comes off your body, it's not a penalty.
The rules.
Do you know the rules? He came off his knee.
Wait, have we not seen the same call awarded before?
That's because they are stupid.
No matter what, if it's been awarded before, can he not be
awarded? But it doesn't work
today?
that way. You can't say because a bad decision was awarded for a bad to be awarded again. What are you saying now? Come on. So because a bad decision was awarded before, it has to be awarded again. The rule says if it comes off your body part. Okay, let's take that. That was a penalty. Okay, I agree with you. What about the red card? What about the red card that the Brighton should have got? Why are you not talking about now?
Yeah, from the first.
From the first time. No. I saw that too. We can talk about all of that, right? But what
I'm saying, everybody has for and again.
I don't want you to.
This is why things want to improve. This is why things want to improve because you guys are too tribalistic. You're always focusing on, oh, but what about this? What about that? It will not ever improve because we are never united. All of us should be united and be criticizing these guys. But then people start bringing up incidents of, oh, but Liverpool got this one, but Man United got this one. All of us are suffering from these incompetent guys. All of us are. That's what we should be focusing on. All these conspiracy theories are, oh, you guys benefit so much. It's never going to help us improve this system because that's what will happen in the tweets now. They start shouting replay, the hashtag replay. Nobody's focusing on these officials anymore. They're focusing on what Klopp said. You know, I don't agree with Klopp anyway. I don't want any replay. That doesn't work. How can you say go and replay a game? I don't agree with that. But let us not lose focus here. Let's not be tribalistic and just start dragging up. Everybody has suffered from these guys too much. We have to let them at the end of the day come in and fix things for us.
Yeah, I definitely think Arsenal suffered the most, and I stand on that. I know a lot gets tired of me saying that.
I agree. Arsenal suffered the most.
I don't think it's too far-fetched to see why I would say something like that, and I want to say it on camera. When Arsenal, the way we play, the style we play, when teams come, like think about it over the years. We had Arsene Wenger with us for 22 years, and we played pretty, quote-unquote, pretty football. And people will come to us, and on purpose, teams that will come, the way they thought to play us was to play aggressively. You saw the
and take everybody out.
And take everybody out. We're the only team that has like major leg breaks. Like it's not a joke the way people played us. I don't think it's far-fetched to think that referees refed us a little bit hard because they thought that we were soft. People literally told me when I went to Jersey to watch the game, they're like, you know what's wrong with you guys? As a fan base, you guys are soft. As a club, you guys are soft. And I think referees in England, those hard-nosed people, those people that like, they don't see us as like, they think that we whine too much. They don't give us the same call. That's how I see it. Today was the perfect example. Even though I agree that, yes, some other team may have gotten that benefit, they would not give us a red card. Bournemouth were the only ones that got carded that game. How can we win 2 penalties and nobody on that team gets a card? Like, they don't ref us the same way. When people say we get the benefit, it's because we deserve the benefit. But when other teams, when we play other teams, they just call all sorts of nonsense against us. Like,
which is true. If I ever play against Arsenal,
our reality. I know other things we're overdoing it with the perception, and outsiders won't see it because we're the ones in the.
No, Allah has put a lot of feelings into this. He's put a lot of feelings into it. Wait, I'm almost done. Now you look at
be realistic. Look, for example, let me just mention an example.
You look how many times Saka has been. Wait. You know how many times Saka has been fouled?
Saka.
Thank you.
You know how many times Saka has been fouled?
Every time Saka plays, he should never.
They go for this guy.
Everyone that plays against you should be off the pitch.
I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that at all. He gets fouled a lot. And I'm going to tell you also that we have statistics showing how Salah is fouled so often without any card being given. But that's the thing. You're laughing for sure. So it's wrong for me to mention Salah, but it's fine for you to mention Saka. And also, the leg break which they were talking about, you are saying no team has suffered leg breaks. Jibril Cisse suffered 2 leg breaks because of bad tackles. Abby Elliott suffered a leg break. Abby Elliott suffered a leg break because of that. Joe Gomez suffered a leg break while he was playing for the
We have a comment, by the way, so we don't lose it.
Yeah. Leg breaks were, anyway, go on.
So, I see this.
I'm not even denying it. Arsenal suffer a lot. I'm not saying that they don't suffer. I'm just saying we also can all of us can bring examples of it, of our club suffering.
Yeah, I also just want to, don't want them to, a lot of audience to see this and buy into the notion where they feel like, we Arsenal fans, we whine a lot, right? I think some of these things are just eye test. You can see them. And if you don't see them, that's also fine. Because sometimes, too, the season has a way of sort of balancing this stuff out, right? Where there are periods where you will get calls that go for you and you also get calls that go against you. Now, what we cannot afford to happen on a consistent basis is for people who are paid to do a particular job and make these calls, get these calls wrong. So if we can fix that, then it makes the game better. It makes us enjoy the games. It makes a lot of these outcomes more fair and just better overall. The experience is also just better. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
Talk about VAR. Remember that game that they restarted for Manchester United last season?
Brighton, against Brighton.
Against Brighton.
Talk
Talk about VAR. So to address, can they restart the game after the game's continued? They restarted that game
after it was finished. They said it's according to the rules. According to the rules, they're allowed to do that because they said it was final whistle. They said it was final whistle. That's what they said. Though. I don't know. That's what they told me. They told me it's fine according to the rules.
But you guys, I mean, there are other sports we watch that referee. I don't know, Ola, you probably don't watch American football. I know, Henry, you watch it, and which I'm not sure about you. But
a little bit.
These folks come on the field and they announce the calls. Every time they make a penalty, they'll be like, holding number 28. They will tell us what they're doing. But American football is 100 times, I think it's more subjective. Like those calls are 50-50. When you tell me someone's holding, they're like, the mask, their hand is on their face, their face mask.
Yeah.
Sometimes they may or may not call it.
Yeah.
Well, I think soccer is not that objective. It's not that subjective, sorry. Today was a yellow card. They did not call it on purpose. Like,
exactly.
If you can afford to be subjective, when do you pick and choose? What I will give Michael Oliver today is that he did not brandish another card to the end of the match. And I felt like even Rice, I saw a tackle that Rice did that. Like, I think on another day, someone would have said, bring the ball back, yellow card him. And I was like, if you're going to do what you did in the first half, better keep that consistent. And he did that. So I'll give him credit for that. But
and that Martinelli foul too. We could say it was a yellow.
Yeah, because he knows.
He knew. He went for the guy. He brought the guy down. So
I actually said, Jorginho. Yeah. I was like, Jorginho, you have another push in you. He gave Jorginho a card for holding.
Ola, since you think we're not fair, you hear me and EJ, right?
Oh, finally! Congratulations, fairness. But what do you guys think about transparency? Because like EJ is talking about in American football, they talk about the decision. Like in the Women's World Cup, they experimented with that. The referees will come on the field and said, and they'll say, okay, this is what we are giving the decision for. This is why. I think I'm not saying transparency is going to solve everything, but at least let us understand their logic. So let us know the logic of the decision.
If they had to announce their decision in Liverpool versus Spurs, what would he have said? Goal is offside.
That one was just a weird one.
After reviewing the play, offside. But my thing is though, I don't think we should have that.
Said no.
Me, I like the soccer. I like soccer for what it is. I like it for the suspense and for the action that it can bring. I don't think we should go. No one should talk to me. Let me come watch the game, blow the whistle, card, go away.
That's why they don't pay people money, man. They're paying too much money.
I get.
That's my point. Like,
oh, really?
Money is in this product. You guys need to like live up to it. Like,
yeah, that's true. That's true. But do you guys don't you think it's gonna be? Don't you think it's gonna be too dumb? Like, I think it's gonna dumb down the game. Like, I watch American football. Don't explain to me touching number 28. I'm watching the same football. I know it's number 28. Yeah. You want an explanation like touching number 28, contact on the right, on the left? Don't tell me that. I saw it happen. Blow the whistle.
Yeah,
you might tell me there's a foul.
Trust me, half the time, like when they say offside,
offside
in American football, offside is like it's like a shadow.
Actually, I like watching American football at home than at the stadium. At stadium, you see nothing.
Yes, you see.
Yes, that's what the English fans are complaining about. In the stadium, the English fans sometimes, most of the time, when the VAR is going, they don't know what the VAR are checking. So that's why in the Women's World Cup, the referees come and explain and say, okay, we are giving a foul for this person pushing that person in the box.
Don't talk to me. I saw
you don't like it. I just think one way for improvement. I'm sure he did.
My thing is, I don't want America to take control. When America take control, sport becomes entertainment rather than the athleticism of the sport, right?
Okay, so what do you think of a challenge system? Because EJ will remember this when VAR first came in. This is one of the first things EJ and myself discussed. We are like, let's limit like tennis. In tennis, there's a challenge system. So we limit the interference from the officials. So like each team will get like a challenge, maybe 2 challenges per half. And say, okay, we want you to review that. So that reduces all this interference. What do you guys think? Because I think I'm looking at solutions. I don't want to be somebody who's just ranting about it. I want to look at solutions.
Oh, sorry, that was for EJ. Go ahead. That's for EJ, I think.
No, all of you. What do you think about the challenge system?
Completely for a challenge system. I think you should have
Okay,
challenge.
I'm against it. I think soccer is beautiful. Keep it.
You're a purist. Let me tell you, my challenge system was pretty much like hanging on the fact that I didn't think VAR would call. I guess it now makes sense that VAR calls offsides. Like VAR reviews all goals to where if it's an offside in the build-up of play, they should catch that and nick off.
Okay. I agree.
If there was no offside, if they only look at the goal purely, and my coach Arteta sees an offside and throws in the flag or a challenge or whatever, how does that not get reviewed? So it depends on what we're talking about. Is challengeable? If we can identify things that they can challenge, like the red card challenge system will be tricky. It's going to be.
I think
they're going to have to decide how they can operate, make that operational.
One thing that we saw is like right now with all these rules changing, we've seen extra time going to 10 minutes, 15 minutes. We've never seen that much time added to the game before. Right. Now, you challenge this, now you're going to be paying 20 minutes extra time. You're paying 25 minutes extra time because all this time have to be given back. I think we should remove a lot. I agree with whatever challenge, if it can be fast and quick and get us back in the same tempo, I'm okay with it. Because you see another team that I challenged what it knows is going to fail anyway, just to kill momentum. Then what happened?
The problem is when we lost 5 people that are reviewing it who don't know anything. So that's what I want. Like, where's VAR? VAR is like in the office, like maybe a head.
Yes, now.
Okay, so then it's hard.
It could be somewhere with Glow Network. Very slow service.
It would have to be a challenge for non-reviewable plays. That would be like in football. I hate going back to football. Someone said they're two different sports, and they are. But like in football, they challenge only things that you cannot review. Like,
who's your favorite team? What's your favorite team in football?
Ever since Tom Brady retired, I'm still searching.
You're done, right?
You're searching.
It's funny, EJ. It's funny EJ says that. I think it's always EJ is one of the few people that I know that is like me, where we don't support teams when it comes to other sports. We actually support players. So we're LeBron lovers and also Brady lovers.
I watch football so much that I don't have any more time to give other sports. I'll just watch it, but I wouldn't invest too much emotions. Right. I spend too much time on it. I watch a lot of football games. When I finish it, I'm gonna go watch the other game that we didn't watch. I think that's enough time spending with TV. So I'll catch football here and there, but I'm not going to invest time. I don't care who wins, who doesn't win, but I'll watch it for entertainment purposes. That's it.
All right. I'm going to...
Sorry, Funchal, just final question for Funchal. So you were really serious when you were supporting Man City. I thought you used to joke on the forum that you were supporting Man City. But actually, I can see the jest behind.
No, I don't support Man City at all. So I have a studio for a sport network. That's why this thing is back.
Oh,
no, I don't support Man City. Yeah. We have a studio where we record, but no, not at all. We're building a very big network for a football site. And Football News that you see is a very big, one of the biggest black-owned websites. We have a team about 12 writers in Nigeria. So we're trying to transition into the media. So we're actually very big. One on only black-owned. Goal have sold himself to the media, to Dazen Network. So we have a very good network and stuff. So we're kind of building something, kind of transition into online-based article to like video and stuff, where people consume video content more than reading. So I'm not nice. I'm an Arsenal fan, but we do attend a lot of games. So this jersey was actually signed when it came to Houston, because I also have a season pass to the Houston. I have a season pass to the Houston Dynamo game, so I get to see a lot of other teams when it comes to town. But that's the only thing. No, Arsenal fan. I bleed Arsenal. My whole family Arsenal. Never there.
Cool.
Are you still hanging out with us? We're going to the next topic.
No, I'm off. Thank you for letting me rant, and thank you for letting me talk about PGM well as usual. They will improve. They have no choice. They have to improve. Right. They have no choice. All right. See you guys.
All right. Sounds good. All right. Bye.
Okay. So what do we have? Sack race. We're going to try and say these quickly because we're running out of time. Okay, sack race watch. Which manager gets the sack first and why? Just quick answers. What do you think?
I'll go first. I think Burnley Burnley manager. Yeah, because there's a lot of expectations, and I think the team, they gave him all the players that he wanted. They just got the first win, I believe, against Luton. I think at first I was going to say Chelsea manager, but I think Chelsea will be fine. That $1 billion that is spent is going to work eventually, and they've went through a series of different managers. What is it?
Chelsea won 3 games in a row. Do you think they're back?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, so they're fine. People are saying because of the type of team, but I think it's going to be Burnley manager. It's going to be first to go. I don't think they have any room to be close to relegation. They will never come back. They might need that bounce but however, he's a new manager. He brought them back to get them promoted. So we'll see. That's just my pick for manager to go if anybody were to get fired.
All right. What about you, Henry?
I was thinking Everton's manager, but it feels like they've started winning some games now. I still don't, I still feel like they've been a shadow of themselves. I think the reason why it wouldn't be Chelsea Pochettino is because it's a new project, right? It's almost like saying back when we had Arteta, Fire had Arteta. I know that he's still his first season. He needs time. So their Poch ain't go nowhere. I think he'll probably be Everton's manager.
Yeah, I think it'll be Sheffield United. Even though I feel like they should fire the manager already. I don't see them winning games. I don't know about Kompany losing his job. He probably is walking on thin ice, but I don't see it. I don't know. I think it's just clear how the gap is between our league and the league below us. How Burnley was just like doing the business in Champions League, Championship, and then comes here and they can't get any traction. They don't look too bad when they play, but they're just not good. It's like they're just not good enough for the league. Yeah. So I don't know. I think they'll probably all lose their jobs between Luton, Sheffield United, and Burnley. But I think Sheffield United's coach will go first. All right. And then last but not least. Okay, Kudos and Donkeys of the week. All right, what do you guys have? So you know what Kudos and Donkeys of the week? Just give your props to
Okay, give props to the best. Is it a coach or a player?
Anyone. Event, player, person, animal, name.
I'll let them go first. I don't want to get this wrong. I'll let Hyde go first.
Well, I mean, it's a combination. It's between two people, right? I mean, are we saying this week or from last week? This week.
This past week. So all the week leading up to Sunday.
So we should know now. It's the whole VAR PGML people that deserve it, right? It's not even close. It's their portion.
They've been dunking for the last 2 weeks. So.
Yeah, if there's any other person that comes close to them, maybe a little bit of pep. For losing 2 games now back to back, that's unlike Pep. But other than that, no other person. I also did not like the fact. I just realized that he sold Scott Palmer to Chelsea. So that's also another, because I felt like that guy is going to be a problem in the future. So yeah, it's between PGML and Pep. So that's my donkey.
Yeah, I definitely will give it to the refs. Just I don't like anything I saw between last week and this week. And then the audio came out and it just looked like lackadaisical. They're like, well, we already did it. Sorry. And they were just thinking that that's fine. I don't know. So they're definitely my donkeys too. And then my kudos. I'm going to do something that I haven't done by giving it to United. I know we deserve the kudos. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure one of you can give it to us, but I'm going to give it to United because, I watched that whole game because, I wasn't going to watch Chelsea's game. And I was like, this is going to lose. And then they didn't. I was like, wow. When they got the first goal, I was like, Bournemouth was it Bournemouth they were playing? No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was?
For the last game? No, it was Brentford.
Okay, yeah, Brentford I knew it started with the B. Yeah. And then they came back, and it was that forgotten stone, when you have it's like 2 forgotten stones that turned their whole game around. The one they hate, what's his name, Maguire, and then
yeah. He came back.
Just very scrappy, but it was good. It was good for them because if they lost that game, they would have gone below Chelsea. I think because I was looking at the table, I was like, they're going to drop. I was ready to dance for them, but I was even happy, a little bit happy, because I was like, that's fair. You know.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I agree with you too. I think McTominay also gets my own person, not the team, because let's
Yeah.
keep it 1,000.
Sure,
They still
sure.
they still looked
McTominay.
they still looked a little.
I'm gonna shock you guys in my donkey, man. I'm gonna
they,
shock you guys.
they
Maybe
still
not.
look they still looked a little bit suspect. But I think
Yeah.
Man U is just going through a very very tough rebuilding process. But yeah, McSauce, as they like to call him, he did the thing yesterday with those 2 goals. Yeah, so he gets my kudos.
Okay. If you permit me, I have 3 donkey of the week. 3, because I just don't know who to pick. Handry Onana is number 1. I mean, you come from that Champions League finals to be conceding 18, 19 goals in 10 matches. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with the guy. Not only that, after that goal, they run all the way back to the front of the pitch to celebrate. I mean, you've cost them 19 goals, bro. Just stay in your post. And that's the one guy. Huh?
I think it's 21.
What is it?
I think he's at
I think it's 21 goals. Yeah, like what are you doing in the goalpost? I think somebody else will do better than that. That's not having played football before. Second donkey of the day, club asking for a replay. No, that doesn't happen here, man. Asking for a replay, like do you know how many replays you have to replay?
I feel like he didn't ask for it. He kind of just said, he wasn't saying that we should get a replay. It was more like, the fair thing would be to do a replay, but I know that won't happen. So it wasn't
That
like
won't happen. Okay.
he was asking for a replay. That's how I saw what he said. And then people always
Yeah,
say
but
this is and like wrong with it.
you get donkey.
To me, that's right. That is the fair thing.
But for even thinking about it, man, he gets donkey every day.
Like we offered, apparently, Arsene Wenger offered a replay to a team.
Yeah, and it happened.
Right?
And it happened, right?
Oh,
And we
okay.
beat them again. Ball don't lie. I said no. Play. Ball don't lie.
And the last donkey of the day, Paul Pogba fell in the second drug test. I'm very shocked, disappointed. You know, that's very huge slap in the face. You know, and that was his moment to reclaim his right. That sucks. You know, donkey number 3. I don't know who to pick out of the 3, so I'm giving it to all 3 of them.
That's a good. That's just like falling from.
Yeah, man, he had everything in his hand. You're right.
So much.
And kudos go to my manager, Mikel, for beating Man City. That was a big problem to solve, and he solved it very well. And I am happy. That's it, guys.
Yeah. All right. I think we have come to the end. I thank you guys for joining us. And this has been a good show. So, guys, you guys saw everything else. Follow us on our social media platforms and see you guys next week. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Shout out to the North London teams for remaining undefeated, too.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
I like it, man. Beautiful stuff. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Bye, guys. Take care.
All right. Bye.